I'm just parked here. We got a double whammy tonight for you. This is a double upload. Who even does that? I've been thinking, and I tonight we're also going to do a review of Amphibia Season 1. Welcome to my review for Amphibia Season 1 and a general overview of a smaller format change for my channel. Once again, I've done videos where I fucking just talk in the car and smoke and just, ramble. This will be a review. I don't like reviews. I don't like do reviews for like this is so terrible, this is bad. Um, if you're just joining us, I'm Spooky Ghost. This is a lesser review, more of a discussion of Amphibia Season 1. I'm Spooky Ghost. I like talking about shit, so welcome. This is not a video for kids. Um, Amphibia, what is Amphibia? Amphibia is I would honestly call it one of Disney's try at making an anime is the best way I can describe it. I binge watched all of season 1 yesterday. I believe the series just ended season 3, which is the end of the series as far as I'm concerned. Again, I just finished season 1. I've been seeing a lot of memes and stuff everywhere about Amphibia. I've always been interested in Amphibia. I watched the first season, first couple episodes when it came out. I was super interested, but I'm just the kind of person who, in our modern society, I need to binge stuff. So I finally got around to binge watching season 1. 20 episodes. That's 20. Well, if you want to be real accurate, there are 40 episodes in season 1. There's 20 episodes with an A. There's an A and a B episode, which is how most, shows do it now, because you can easily, I don't want to go in the history of why that's done, but there's an A episode, and there's every episode is split into 2 episodes. That's just how TV show works. If you've never watched a goddamn TV show, I'm not going to talk down to you, but if you never watch a show that has like 2 segments, I don't know if you've ever watched TV, right? Anyways, let's get back to actually talking about Amphibia. I'm going to try to make this video 10-15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at the most. We're just going to talk about season 1. That's all we're talking about in this season. This is just Amphibia season 1, general overview. Amphibia is an anime-esque series, an animated series by Disney. The basic plot without spoilers. This is, again, I hesitate to call this a review. I don't like reviewing things. This is more of a general overview. This is my thoughts on season 1, Amphibia in general. If I watch season 2, which I definitely will watch season 2, so there will be a season 2 of this discussion. Let's call it discussion video. Amphibia season 1 discussion video. So Amphibia is about a frog society. Well, not a frog society, amphibian society, an amphibian magical world, right? Where a group of 13-year-old girls from our world get transferred into a world of amphibians and insects and frogs, giant animal. There's always the anthropomorphic creature trope, the anthropomorphic world. And in this world, I guess toads and frogs and amphibians are generally considered the humans or dominant species, which is the dominant species. Whereas there's this is a podcaster just listening. You can just listen to this because you don't have to watch the video. I'm just here because in the car. But Amphibia is the world is predominantly ruled by, I guess, amphibians, but they're not the top of the food chain. There's like giant insects and small insects, and it's a weird mishmash world. It's really interesting. It's very anime. It's a very isekai anime. You've been dropped into a magical world. If you don't know what the isekai is a genre of anime where a character is taken from their normal world to a magical world or another world with some kind of bullshit. In this case, our main character, Anne, is transported to the world of Amphibia. That is the name of the world. Right on the nose, right? And The show is primarily about her fitting into amphibia, the society, like, just we live in a society, is her generally just trying to fit in and find her place in this new world. Less of her trying to get back. There's a little bit of mystery aspect of how she got to this world. How's she gonna get back? Oh, her friend's here too. Where's her other friend? But generally the show is about her going on adventures or doing stuff with her adopted frog family, which consists of um, an old frog named Hop Pop. He's a cool guy. I like him. He's voiced by Bill Farmer, who is, you will know as Goofy. He's been the voice actor for Goofy for decades, forever, maybe like I think since like the 60s or something, maybe 60s, 70s, maybe 50s. I have no clue. Bill Farmer has been Goofy forever, for the longest goddamn time. So it's cool to see him as a main character who isn't Goofy, and he is definitely a main character. That's really cool. He's the only voice actor. Him and Anne, the main character, is boy are two Disney alumni. Anne is voiced by, sorry, this is kind of the stuff I'm into. They're the only two voice actors that I know, just off the top of my head, listening to them. Well, not even voice actors, just actors off the top of my head I know. The other voice actors, the other main characters that she lives with are Sprig, who is I don't know, a young child frog. Maybe if I had to guess, like analogous to maybe like a 7 to 10 year old, and is 13, so they hang out a lot. They're friends. And then Polly, who is a little tadpole, which is super cool. It's really cute. So you have like a little family of a tadpole, a little frog, and an old frog, and Anne just lives with them. She lives in their basement, not as like a weird thing, but the show is definitely not for kids. I hesitate to call this a kids show, and I want to call it more of an anime, because I do not recommend it for kids. There's a lot of nightmare fuel, a lot of stuff that is very inappropriate for kids in violence way. You actually see you see things die in the show, and there's a lot of implied death. There's a lot of actual people dying, and you see a lot of this stuff on screen. So I hesitate to call this a show for children. Um, in any case, the four of them are the main characters. There's a couple other characters. There's a lot. The whole show takes place in a town in Amphibia. So every character is kind of like you get to know all the town characters, and it's really cute. It's like, the Steven Universe. Everybody knows the whole Steven Universe calendar. It's like, well, you got a little family, like you got wacky hijinks, magical adventure bullshit. But I really think Amphibia takes it one step further, because like throughout the whole season one, um, you've got a lot of mystery going on, and a lot of people maybe would compare this to Gravity Falls, since it's a Disney animation. It's got darker tones. It's a lot dark. I'd say there's some relatively maybe on par, maybe a little darker than Gravity Falls, because Gravity Falls has like um a lot of undertone, where Gravity Falls has like, the scary bullshit, but also I don't think there's as much death and like actual people dying and things getting killed or eaten, like nature, damn nature, you scary kind of stuff in Gravity Falls as in Amphibia. At least in season, I don't know where Amphibia goes after this. 'Cause, again, I've only watched season one, and I'll tell you, there's some stuff in there that I'm like, holy shit! I don't know how this got broadcasted. I don't know if this is broadcasted. But like, oh, my light is down. I don't even know where I put my. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna relight my swisher. Professional folks. um, but the main story is basically about Anne. Anne has never been like never fit in. There's always that never fit in trope, and like finding her place and stuff. But um, throughout the season, we get talks of her other friends who have been like transported into this world too, and we kind of see their they have like the main B storyline in the story is about Anne's friend Sasha. And without spoiling, it's not really a spoiler, it's more of it's a cool build up, because where the story is. You kind of know, like, I don't want to say Sasha's the villain or is a villain. Again, no spoilers, but it's really interesting, the parallels that happened between Anne and Sasha but the way they handle things and the way they are as people, um, they both get put into uh, two different classes and levels of society. Where this is semi spoilers, but less of spoilers because again, it's season one. I'm just talking about general stuff that you should know about the show, especially if you're just listening to a discussion about it. Again, I'm just talking about the show. I don't want to review it. I don't want to say it's good, it's bad, if you should watch it. None of that. I just want to talk about the show. That's all I want to do. I want to discuss the show. And it's really interesting about how um, Anne and Sasha's journeys for season one. They were best friends in the original, in the human world, from their world, right? And they're separated in this world. And it's interesting how just who they are as people change the dynamic, who they are as people and where in society they're placed in Amphibia as a world really change their journeys of who they become as people or where they're going as people. And that's really why I'm invested in this series. um Anne gets put with the low society country bumpkin frogs, right? And Sasha, spoilers, not really spoilers, just kind of general knowledge, gets gets found by the toads, who are like the brutal rulers of the world of Amphibia, but also like they're like the knights or the grizzled like rogues and like the fighters, right? They're big burly people compared to the tiny little frogs who are oppressed by the toads. And it's so interesting to see how Anne struggles to well, we see her, she's the main character of the series, so she gets a lot of the stuff, she gets a lot of the spotlight. It's so interesting how she struggles and to try to fit in, and eventually does fit in, and is, accepted by the frog people. Whereas Sasha, on the other hand, her personality type, she's quite manipulative in not really a negative way, but she wants what she wants. She's a 13-year-old girl. Like, she wants something, she's gonna get it. She's a cheerleader, you know, and she just totally fucking like she lives high class with the toad people, right? Like, that's crazy. Like, um, Anne struggles so much just to, get accepted by the low, like the country bumpkin, the low class poor people, right? But eventually she does, and she becomes a part of the community, right? Whereas Sasha, she's less of a part of the community. She wants to be above everyone, and that's the real dichotomy between the two characters, but they have interesting parallels in the storyline aspect, where they both they both came to this world, but because they are so different people and they're placed in two different situations, they both have very different um journeys in what they are doing, what they're trying to accomplish, and where they're trying to go. They're both trying to get home. They don't know how to get home, but like they're both really strong. uh they're both really strong leads, and I really will definitely, I don't, again, season one, I've only watched season one. I really hope that Sasha gets a lot more spotlight in season two. She gets maybe 3 episodes segments out of the 40 segments of season one. Again, there's 20 episodes, 40 segments. It's a long series. But I'm really curious to see how the two of them, you know, go on from where they're at, because again, Anne lives with the low class who's being oppressed by the high class that Sasha's rolling with, so to see where the end of season one is kind of like the first confrontation they really have between their two different um ideals, and uh you know their sense of belonging is kind of really interesting. And it's really interesting to see how these two average girls, probably two girls that you could probably meet any day in life, like, would react to this magical world bullshit isekai situation. um For the supporting cast, oh, I was gonna say, I totally skipped over, but Brenda Song is the other. Brenda Song plays Anne, and Brenda Song, Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, um, right? London Tipton. Come on, you don't. I'm old. Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, though that movie. Brenda Song. That's not gross. I'm like, that movie's fire. Like, not kind of being a creeper. It's more so I grew up Disney Channel. Um, I Brenda Song as Anne is fantastic. Um, she I like how she my really my favorite thing about her as a main character, switching topics a little, is um because I mean obviously she's the focus of the show. Anne is a flawed character, and we see that in the first couple episodes where she acts much like a flawed 13-year-old girl who's, she gets what she's it's not that she gets what she wants, but she's more of like she's trying to do, you know, she's trying to fit in with the crowd or do this and that, and like she's just going against things she's want to do, or she's doing things that her friends made her do. She's applying these things she learned, these negative habits that she's learned from Sasha and other people in her world, um, to other people. And she learns that maybe a lot of her storyline is learning maybe the things that how Sasha treated her and people treated her beforehand, in the human world, maybe that behavior is really bad, and you can learn to be friends without, having to compromise your beliefs and stuff. And again, I think that's really, really powerful. And the scene, the scene, this is slight spoilers, but the scene, this is a lot of spoilers, but the scene with her holding on to Sasha when Sasha's trying to fall off the castle, if that doesn't make you want to, or when Sasha's falling off the castle and everybody's gonna die, again, the show's dark. I'm not going to tell you when that happens. Again, there's 3 episodes with Sasha. Well, not 3 episodes with Sasha, but Sasha gets like 3 primary episodes in the season because she's not the main character, at least for this season. Um, and again, I don't. This isn't like I have no clue. I haven't seen season 2, but I really think it's really powerful. Um, the friendship as I It's very rare where Disney will make something that makes me want to put down everything and just get invested into the show. And I got really, again, I watched this whole show, the whole season 1, in a day, in like maybe a couple sittings in one day, just because I was free time and I've wanted to do this for a long time. And I think it's so powerful when a show can get me so invested in liking the world and the characters where I can just sit down and watch it, let alone a Disney show. Um, the other characters, Hop Pop, he's arguably has the most other development in the whole season. I'm gonna try to make this 30 minutes at the most. I'm so sorry. Hop Pop, who is the elderly frog she lives with, he has the fatherly role slash grandpa. He's a grandpa of uh of the baby frog. Polly and what is the what's I don't know. I said his name earlier. Um, but like he has a whole entire arc about like he gets a lot of development. He gets like like his whole um he like the whole season is more about him, less. I mean, the whole season is about Anne, but Hot Pop's story gets like is the story drives the story, if that makes sense. A lot of his decisions, actions, and things he does um really gets the ball rolling, and his it's really fantastic to see like um this elderly man who's really grumpy at the start of the series just like kind of turn his life around, just because like, he's taking care of these kids, and like and this weird gangly creature from another world. Sprig, his grandson, I guess that's his name, Sprig, sorry. It's tired, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning. um sprig is just Sprig is his grandson, but Hop Pop is like is he's such a like a great character. He's played by Bill Farmer, and Bill Farmer is just fantastic as Hop Pop. And I really like that he gets the spotlight. And I would call it one of Bill Farmer's best roles. Like I would watch a fucking movie about Hop Pop. Sprig has a couple spotlight episodes here and there. A lot of his episodes are more so about learning to be, more responsible because that's like the child boy, that's the anime boy kind of thing. Polly, which is the baby Poliwag, she doesn't get a lot of like spotlight. She gets a couple episodes, maybe one or two. Um, you can say that this show is a lot of filler. But I wouldn't necessarily call it as much filler as like not even close to like Steven Universe. The first season of Steven Universe, like those first 50 episodes or whatever, like damn, like 30, like 20, 25 of those episodes are filler. I mean some of that stuff comes back way later, like way, way later, but like Amphibia season one keeps stuff on point again for 40 segments, 20 episodes. I was engaged for most of the time. I stopped playing my DS. I usually just watch a show and play a game at the same time. I adamantly was just like, wow, I'm so invested in this show. And this is a little long. This is 20 minutes. We're getting up there. So final thoughts of season one. Um I like the girl who's obsessed with Sprig. She's cool. I like Sprig's not girlfriend. She's kind of cool. Um, there was an episode with a cool like Antonio Banderas like kind of guy, not like Antonio Banderas, but like, um, like that kind of that Spaniard accent kind of thing. I think it's actually supposed to be like a Princess Bride reference to like the "You Killed My Father" like fencer boy, Princess Bride, which is really funny. He's that's a great episode too. There's a lot of great episodes. I can just talk about like this season again. I've already talked 22 minutes about uh there's a lot of stuff to unpack in this season, and I don't really want to talk about every episode individually because I really recommend watching season one at least. If anything, if you're gonna watch Amphibia season one, you can watch season one and just stop, and you'll be like, holy shit! I swear to God, you won't want to stop. Um, there's a couple things. My last final thoughts. There's another human girl that we haven't really heard anything about or seen. Obviously, she exists. We see her in the opening. She's in season 2 and 3 because I mean the show has gone on for 3 seasons. That's another thing. I feel like this show's like I consider this like more of a 6 season show than a 3 season show because again, there's like 20 episodes for season one, 20 episodes for season two, and those are like 40 segments altogether. And season three, I think, is 15 episodes, and that's a lot of content. That's a lot of episodes to get through. I will probably do a video on season two, I don't know, whenever I finish it. But I just wanted to talk about Amphibia because I think it's really a really great show. I love the characters. I love the world. It's so colorful. It's so dark. It's so scary. I think this is going to be a classic. I don't think I want to talk about the Owl House. I've talked about um a couple episodes of Molly McGee before on this channel. The Ghost in Molly McGee. I like the Ghost in Molly McGee. I like Amphibia. I don't think I'll like Owl House. I've watched a couple episodes and I just couldn't get into it. I think it's garbage to be honest. Maybe it gets better, but I think Owl House not my thing. I usually love magic stuff, but Amphibia really got me going. It's just so it's less heartwarming, just more engaging. I love that we're finally getting some Disney shows that are like real anime influenced, but like not in the ooh, this has the anime art style. This show could if this show had an anime, like this show has so much anime like in the blood of it as an isekai where you go to another world, you got like your main character, you got like your supporting characters, you got an old wise guy. Like, come on, it's so anime. I love it. It's so good. I just want to talk about it. I want to spread the word. I want to say, watch Amphibia. It's so good. At least season one. At least season one is so good. Anyways, thanks for listening to me talk. Thanks for the discussion. I don't want this to go over 25 minutes because nobody's going to watch this anyway. Have a good night. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you next time when we talk about season 2 or about another thing. And the South Park video is probably never going to happen. If you guys are waiting for that South Park video, who even knows? Nobody's watching this far. Anyways, good night.